Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It is July the 26th, 2024, and you can see I'm a little bit wet because it's raining out. Can you see out there? Yeah, it's raining. It's about 25 degrees today. We're getting a little bit of rain. I just ran down to the mailbox to see what mail might be there that I can show you for this week. I don't see any mail in my mailbox, so I'm guessing I didn't get anything on Friday, but luckily I did get some stuff throughout the rest of the week. So let me show you what did arrive. Here we are back at the kitchen table, a little bit wetter than I was when I ran outside to check the mail, but that's all right. It kind of feels nice to have a little bit of rain finally show up. They've been talking about it for the last few days. It comes in little blips and blurps. Last night, we did have some thunder showers, so that was kind of nice. I did get to work every day this week without getting wet, which was also very nice. And then this weekend's supposed to be beautiful here. We're not going to have any rain. It's going to be in the high 20s. Low 30s, maybe even on Monday with the humidity. It's going to be in that range. So I think it'll be nice. Now it's just a matter of what we're going to do with that beautiful weather. This week I did get out and do a little bit of pruning of trees, pulling up some weeds. I still have lots more of that to do, so might get to do a little bit more of it on the weekend. If you're tuning in now, you probably are either finding my channel for the first time, which if you are, make sure you like, you subscribe, you leave positive comments, you share with other people, and you put the notification bell on so you don't miss out on any of the videos. Yesterday, I did take a break. So I've been putting out videos every day. Sometimes I've been putting out 2 videos a day. Last weekend, I certainly was because we were doing some extra stuff. So I just felt that yesterday I needed to have a social media break. I didn't do a video. Now, I wanted to, but I refrained from doing it. I caught up on all my housework on Wednesday, so I didn't have any of that I really needed to do. I just thought about the upcoming trip that we have at the end of August and printed off some emails, did a little research on some of the locations we're going to. I watched some television. I am in full Olympic prep mode now, so first I'm gonna apologize for Canada. They were bad. They got caught using a drone before the women's Olympic soccer game that was Canada versus New Zealand, and we have now sent 2 assistant coaches home. The full-time coach sat out for the game. We ended up beating New Zealand 2-1. The coach wasn't present for that. We've now sent that coach home too. She won't participate the rest of the Olympics. Yeah, it doesn't feel right, Canada cheating. Now, we've done it before. In 1988, Ben Johnson was the fastest man in the world, and he was caught using steroids. So we had that stripped away from us. So it's not the first time that we've been bad, but it's not our reputation. So I want to apologize on behalf of Canada. Hopefully the rest of the Olympics will go well and without incident. And yeah, and hopefully all the other countries behave too, that we're not, maybe we were the only ones that were cheating early on or using drones or whatever. So anyways, off that topic, are you going to watch the Olympic opening ceremonies? I'm getting ready. It's actually on in the background, not the opening ceremonies because they haven't started yet, but our Canadian broadcasting company has amazing Olympic coverage. What I really like about Canadian television coverage is we don't just focus on Canadians. So we want to hear about all the amazing stories that are out there. So if it's someone that is a Nigerian or a Swiss performer or an Australian performer, they focus on those stories, which is really nice. When we turn on our channels, it's not just about Canada. It is nice when Canadians perform well and they get some medals. We certainly will highlight them, but tuning in and watching the Olympics on the Canadian Broadcasting Company website, the feed that we use, or on our television channel, it's a different experience and really one that I really like. So it's on in the background, and it probably will be on for the next couple of weeks because I go Olympic crazy, as it was with the stamp of the month. All right, that's enough about this. Let's get to postcards and things. I had, I think, 5 official ones show up from postcrossing.com. So we're going to start with those, then we'll get into some friend mail, and we'll even talk about the upcoming stamp of the month at the end. All right, the first one is this envelope. The stamp is kind of coming off, which I'm glad it didn't come all the way off. It comes from the Netherlands, and bam! We have what looks like a retro cartoon cover with the flag of the Netherlands on there. This comes from Valerie, and she said, did you know that the cassette tape was developed by a Dutchman in 1963? It was especially popular in the 1980s. The Walkman was used for playing cassette tape. Often they were rewound with a pen. I mean, I remember doing all those things. If you had a tape, I think there's actually a tape right over there that's been sitting there for a long, long time. And I don't think they even have a cassette deck to even play it on anymore. There may be a Walkman in a box somewhere, because I certainly did have Walkmans. And then she said that cassette tapes are kind of making a comeback. So yes, there are cassette tapes, or vinyl coming back. You just kind of want to hear a bit of that itchy, that scratchiness to your music that isn't so auto-tuned and refined right out. It's nice to hear the needle on a record as it goes around and plays a song. Same with the cassettes, the way they are. She also says the Dutch capital is Amsterdam, a popular city for tourists to visit, which I've been to in the past. The main attractions are historic canals, the looks like Rills Museum, the Van Gogh Museum. I've been to the Van Gogh Museum. The Anne Frank House, I haven't done that. The city is also known for its red light district and cannabis coffee shops. Well, we have legalized cannabis in Canada too, so that's not a big deal, but I do remember walking through the red light district with my wife way back when. But there you are. Thank you, Valerie, for that. The next card, extra cute. This one comes from Russia. The cartoon character mailing in a real post box, which is kind of neat. And you see the stamps? Beautiful, beautiful stamps. This comes from Natalia, and she likes reading and listening to music. She even went to the extra effort and putting a hedgehog there. But what I really like, you see, I've registered this, so it doesn't really matter if I show it or not, but there's the Postcrossing ID. But if you look at the stamp, she's got the special stamp done up, and the Postcrossing ID is in it too. So I don't know where she got that, but that is super cool. I could see that at a meetup or something, but where you have the ID in there, you would have to change that all the time, and you'll get it to, it's really cool. So Natalia really liked the card, and I like the extra effort that you've gone to here and here with that. Beautiful stamps, so thank you so much. The next card comes from the Netherlands. So I've got two from the Netherlands, actually. So we have this one here. And this says, best wishes. Her name is Jolanda, and she lives in the rural east area of the Netherlands. And she said, closest city is about 35 kilometers away from her hometown. Every now and then we go there because the shops were there for where she buys her tea, and they have the most choices and blends for everything. There's the stamp. So thank you, Yolanda, for that. The next and final one that I have for our official cards comes from Belarus. And this kind of makes me a little hungry. We got some potato pancakes there. And it says, greetings from Brest in Belarus. Her name is Irina. She's 39 years old, and one of her biggest passions is food. This card shows our traditional food, draninik. I'm sure I've got that wrong. And Olia, you'll be able to figure it out for me. But it's Draniki. It's potato pancakes fried in a lot of oil and served with sour cream. Sometimes we also add ground meat inside, which is yummy. I'm also a big fan of reading and walking. My city is really beautiful. Best wishes, Irina. And there's the little Belarusian stamp. So very nice to get this. Also, it was really nice. I don't know if you guys watch Yes Theory. I sent the link to Olia as well. This past week, the YouTube channel Yes Theory, which always talks about positive things, talks about how we've got to be better to each other and see past the negatives that were there. They went to Belarus and they had an amazing experience. They got to see all sorts of different things, but really got to enjoy some hospitality. And yeah, it's kind of a moving video. I don't know if you get a chance to watch it, but if you like that sort of thing, if you like watching positivity, go check out Yes Theory. All right. The next one are coming from direct swaps on surprises, and this one was a surprise. We've got the Expedition of Bigfoot. This comes from Judy in Florida. I haven't heard from Judy in a long time, so it was really nice to get a card from her. She is a stamp collector. She has also done some card trading with me, which is really nice. She's put some beautiful older stamps on there as well. Excuse me. But she said that she'd has my videos to catch up on, which is all right. If you get caught up, maybe you feel sick one day and just want to sit home and watch things on the couch, catch up then. That's a really good day. But it was beautiful outside. I can understand you going outside to visit. She says her husband and her went and vacationed. Her husband's name's Terry, by the way. Vacationed in the North Georgia mountains in June with our son-in-law and granddaughter, and they came across the Bigfoot Museum. She says she thinks if she experienced what some of these museums describe, she might believe. So there you go. Are you a believer in the Bigfoot, the Sasquatch, all the other names that it goes by? The next card is a beautiful card. This comes from Aaron in Colorado. And we've got some zebras or zebras, however you want to call it. And it says, hello from sunny Colorado. I'm taking a long weekend away from work to see friends and read and do postcrossing, pretty much whatever I please. You got to do that. You got to take time. Like I was saying about taking yesterday off. Every once in a while, you got to stop and just take time for yourself. Whatever that means. If it means watching television, working on your hobbies, going for a walk, whatever you do to relax, that's what you need to do every once in a while. And we kind of get in this rhythm of either wanting to please others and get things done, accomplish things that you have to do. You have a giant checklist in your mind of either household things, work things that need to get done, personal life things that need to get done. Every once in a while, just recharge those batteries. Start over again. You'll feel much better. I know I do. There are the beautiful hummingbird stamps that Erin has put on the back, and she's decorated it very nicely, and she's got her very nice printing on there as well. It says send more mail right here. I will send as much as I can, and Erin, you'll certainly be getting another card. So thank you, Erin, for that. The next card comes from Steffi in Germany. We have a nice museum picture. Her and her mother were off on vacation in the northern part of Germany, and she got to go to the German Emigration Center. It's a great museum with great expo about the emigration from Germany and the Eastern Europe between 1830 till 1974. And she says she might even go to the zoo and do some shopping. And there's the stamp. So hopefully you have a great vacation, or had a great vacation. I'm sure it's done by now. But thank you for the card from while you were away. All right, this is another card from someone I hadn't heard from in a while. This is from Bennett, and he's in New Zealand. And I want to thank me for some stamps that I sent him. I said he's had a busy time since last wrote. He's moved house and is currently making plans for a holiday with a couple of high school friends. Well, if he's moved, I no longer have your address, Bennett. So if you're watching this, you're going to have to reach out and send me your address so I know where I can reach you again. He says they're planning on doing a trip with some high school friends to Samoa and Fiji, just as well as now we're in the depth of winter, and it's a cold one, hovering around 7 degrees. It's freezing, he says. 7 degrees is kind of what it's like at the end of fall, the start of spring maybe here, but 7 degrees is never considered freezing in Canada. But I get it. He says normally the temperature doesn't fluctuate too much, never really below 10 degrees Celsius and never above 25 degrees Celsius in the summer. He says also means rugby season's here. I thought this card was appropriate with New Zealand and the Canadian flags next to each other. You can find them there at the bottom. And he says, although I know Canada isn't much a rugby country, did it make the news at all between Canadian women's and when they beat the New Zealand team in Christchurch? It was a huge upset. No, it didn't really make the news here. I'm sure if I'd watched a specific sports channel on that day, maybe they would have covered it. But no, rugby really is not. Rugby, cricket, you're hardly ever going to see them on television here. What you see on television the most right now is the Olympics. So we're going to see all sorts of sports that we normally don't get televised. So that's one of the reasons why I love watching the Olympics. You get exposed to so much more. It's not just the traditional North American sports that you see on TV during Olympic time. Oh, I also want to highlight the stamps that are there from New Zealand. Nice to see a skiing stamp there. It says Kiwi stamp on it. Can you read that? So thank you, Bennett. Remember, if you're watching, send me your address so I can respond. All right, this is another card from someone I haven't heard from in a while, and it's Jessie in Puerto Rico. So she has her own YouTube channel, Jessie Opina. You got to go check out her YouTube channel. She makes her own cards. So we love her. Postal worker. She says, passing by to leave you a hug and let you know you're in my thoughts. I really appreciate that. I will send a card in response. There we've got a cheetah delivering the mail, maybe losing a couple letters too along the way because he's too fast. And there are the stamps that she's used. So thank you, Jesse, for reaching out and decorating. And it's nice to know that you're still thinking about me. And I know some of you, and myself included, we trade lots of times back and forth. And sometimes we get busy or our lives change a little bit. And so we don't get to correspond nearly as much as we used to. And so we kind of wonder what happened to those friends. So it's nice to hear every once in a while that they're still out there. All right, this card comes all the way from Prince Edward Island, from Kyler. He sent this one here, Belgian beers. He said the French River is a great place to stop and have a drink. We didn't do that. I'm not a drinker, but I'd have an iced tea or a soda or something or other. We had... I had water and a pop, a Mountain Dew or something or other while we were out. So we did stop. We just didn't stop in French River. And there is the stamp of said location. All right. The next is an envelope. It was actually 2 envelopes. I've composed it down into one. There is the Olympic stamp from Estonia. This comes from Media in Finland. And she was in Estonia. The best way is to put it that way so you can see the Olympic rings and everything on there. Why I said it was 2 envelopes corresponded down into one is that she sent another envelope and it has a couple of cards I've added to this, but she answered my question of the month, so I wanted to keep that in its own envelope. And then when the first Saturday of August swings around, which will be next Saturday, I'll read that response and show you the card. But I will show you the cards that were in there, because she was doing some visiting and always taking in different museums and things along the way. This one is a character from Moomin. Now, I've looked it up, tried to find Moomin here. It's not on any of my streaming services, so I haven't been able to watch it. I'm trying to get it so I can see. And she's also included this stamp. So that was really nice of her to do, because everyone is in love with the Moomins. This is a cute teddy bear one, and it's blank, so I can send it off into the world again. And she included this Moomin. Everyone is Moomin crazy, and I want to know why. I want to see it for myself. And this lovely artwork as well. So for the last, what are we, about 3 years I've been doing Postcrossing, 3.5 years. Moomin is on everybody's wish list. So I wanted to watch an episode, to see it. There's movies, there's cartoons about it. I just haven't found it yet. I am going to check on YouTube though. Every once in a while, sometimes people pirate it and throw it up there, so I haven't checked there. I did want to show you this envelope. It has arrived in this condition. I didn't open it. This comes from Liverpool Stamps in England. They have sent on something for the stamp of the month that I've got my next theme for next Thursday, I guess it will be. So I'm glad that that arrived in time. There will be more added to the giveaway than what's just in this envelope. And hopefully everything that they sent did arrive, because it was torn right open from the top. Anything could have fallen out along the way. But whatever was in there did arrive in good shape, which is good. All right, the last thing I have, if you've been watching for the last few weeks, Stephen in Australia has sent in a bunch of limericks. And he actually sent an envelope this week that had limericks for the month of August in there. So even though I'm just finishing up July, he did include that. And he sent these maxi cards with the 3 Sisters stamp. Can't remember if I've shown you these or not, but I'm going to show you them again because they're worth seeing again. And then we have this card that has this limerick on it. It's called the Fairy Tale Limericks. Red Riding is quite the town hood, though her granny thinks that she is good. She quite often bakes dope-lace biscuits and cakes while her poor dad's out chopping wood. Do you think that really happened? Okay. They're limericks, they're funny things, and I appreciate all the effort that Stevens goes to add a little bit more comedy and levity into this channel. And every week, I don't read these limericks ahead of time, as you probably can tell. So I wanted to give honest reactions as I read them. I'm also giving him a little bit of carte blanche, because I don't know what he's going to write, and for me just to read it out and spew it. I'm sure if I came across a word as it was coming out, I may change it or delete it if I didn't think it was appropriate. But I also don't think Stephen would put anything too inappropriate on my channel. He knows what it's about. So thank you so much, Stephen, for that. Thank you to everybody else who's sent something in this week, or has arrived this week anyways, because sometimes the mail takes several weeks to get here. I've had a few cards arrive at their destinations, and some of them have taken an extremely long time to get there, and others have been super quick, so you never know how long something's going to take. That's it for today. Tomorrow, live stream at 12 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time, so that is still a go for tomorrow. And I'm not sure what other things will be happening this weekend, so stay tuned. There might be an adventure still to have. I haven't looked to see what kind of... I know there's some car festivals around. There's one in Sussex today. I thought about traveling to it, but I'm not going to. There's one in Miramichi. I'm not going to go up there for that. So there are things that are happening around. We'll just see what we get up to. Stay tuned to find out. You guys have a magical week.
What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends?
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Bye.